Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video of The Journey. Here's my marker. Today's video is going to be a continuation of yesterday's, which was brainstorming for character creation and or plots you can write for scripts you're going to do yourself, should you want to do this. As you can see, we're not in the booth again, as by the shitty camera quality, the crappy audio quality, and the lack of, soundproof boarding in the thing, and we're in my room again with the whiteboard. So we're going to talk, sorry, let me just fix this. There we go. So we're going to talk about character creation. This is take 2. So I may be out of breath because my first video was 10 minutes about me basically pandering and advertising my book, which I said don't buy. Yeah, very contradictory. Oh well. Did I do this right? I did not. Oh well. Anywho. So we're going to go on, let me flip the camera, character creation. I'm going to again use my book, but this time I swear I'm not going to pander and or advertise. Let me zoom out. There we go. So we're going to use my character, the main character, MC in 2 Souls. His name is Axel, and we're going to leave last name out for now because I'm going to explain the breakdown of how I made this character. So I was 18 years old when I started writing, or 19. No, I was 18, whatever. I was 18 or 19 years old, and I was out of school because the program I was in for the summer, or the start of the school year, was not to my liking, so I dropped out. And then between September to December, when I had downtime before my new program I enlisted in or enrolled in, was to happen. So I was either looking for a job or just playing games and watching anime. I got bored of the games because the only game I was playing at the time was League of Legends. Yes, I know, make your jokes. Boo. Or I was just, like I said, watching anime, and I really craved an action-packed adventure, and I think this is the year either 2014 or 2015, and to my knowledge, or to my recollection, there was nothing that was satisfying my need for an action-packed adventure, whether it was in video games or anime, or TV shows or movies. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own story. So I wrote of 2 Souls. What's it about? It's about Axel, a man with 2 souls. Duh. So the whole premise is you follow Axel, dingling boy over here, on his road to being an angsty, edgy lord. He meets new people. He meets a lot of new people, meets old friends and old enemies, and encounters new enemies. And it's a fantasy action adventure novel of each book being different. The first one is about friendship. The second one is about family. The third one is about the self. And then fourth one is none of them. It's just finishing up the story. Excuse me. So, how did I go to be writing Axel? The main thing I always liked in anime was the big contender that got me was Naruto, and him having the 9 tails, which got me to watch more anime with demons slash beyond worldly powers. There you go. So basically, I liked it when you saw, I loved it in Naruto when he went, ape shit, and then the 9 tails came out, and then he kicked some ass, and it was pretty cool. Then I can't remember, there was a couple others I watched. Let me just get rid of that. So I'm just going to keep Naruto there just going to refix that. But I like Naruto as the main reference because, I put Naruto. There you go. I use that as a reference. Another one that I was watching that I liked, it didn't have demon, but I did like the dragon aspect was, I said it in my other video, but you're going to see now, is Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail. Why? Because, well, dragons. Because, come on, man. Dragons plus magic. magic to me is a very versatile thing that anyone can use in a fantasy-esque novel, because you can do it like Harry Potter, like Wingardium Leviosa, or you can go along the lines of, well, like in case of Fairy Tail, in the first season, which is 48 episodes, they obviously, in typical anime trope, they announce what they're gonna say: a fire dragon, fire style breathing, blah, or in Naruto, fire style windfall jutsu or some crap like that. That made no sense. They said fire then wind. You know what I'm saying? You get the gist. But what I liked what the creator Hiro Mashima did with Fairy Tail was anytime someone used the magic spell, there was a big glyph or an ancient sigil would appear, and then it would be like, whoa, that's a big sigil. That means it's a powerful magic attack. He got rid of that because, well, if you can see it in the anime and even in the manga, it was incredibly detailed, and I imagine it took him a long time to do. So he said, okay, we're going to nix that, and we're going to just say, okay, let's just, sorry, my finger's in the way. Let's just, let them do the typical trope of fire attack, claw, brrr. So, I've rambled on again. I'm sorry. So, anyways, I drew inspiration from more than just these two. I took a lot of inspiration from a lot of different sources. Mainly, a lot of the entire first book was heavily, heavily inspired by anime. So, what does this and this have to do with it? Well, in this, when Naruto goes nuts, the Nine Tails takes over. And then when Natsu goes nuts, he goes into Dragon Force. Dragon Force, which is like the closest a dragon slayer can get to being a dragon man thing. We can get rid of the word duh. So I wanted something like that for my boy Axel. So he was possessed with a otherworldly being really powerful. In this case, demon. Which demon? I picked a random one. I picked Seat Tree. Demon Prince of Destruction. I literally just looked that up. I literally looked up on Google one day, demons. And I know there's also Beelzebub, Asmodeus, a bunch of others. That was just the first one I saw, or the most frequently one I saw, and I picked that one. So, it's not in the story or it's not shown or told that he is still possessed, but it says that the demon possessed him when he was a baby, and then his power lingered, and then that led to him being exiled. Why? Because, I don't know, he's a demon. So that's why he's all, edgy and angsty. And then throughout the story, he becomes a thing. Ooh, let me just erase this and fix it. So, Axel. So, he was part of the family known as the Cerberus family. And in my story, there's 8 great, see, rhymes, families. I'm just going to say fams for short. There's dark, light, lightning, which put LNT for lightning, water, fire, sound, wind, and earth. There's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, so there's 8. So obviously, Axel's part of the dark. Because, well, I thought shadows were cool and, he's edgy, so let's give him the dark powers. So when he got exiled, he was renounced from being part of the family. He was kicked out. He was like, I've lost track of what age he got kicked out. It was somewhere around 8, we'll just say. And each family is known also for their subsetting. So see what I'm going with these character creations is that he was part of the Cerberus family, meaning it was a high power in my story. You can do that for your characters. If you want to create a story about Bill Weston, West Inn, I don't care if it's West Ian. And what is Weston? Is he just ordinary guy? Question mark? Or is so? And the thing is, you got to be careful with your stories. Is sometimes depending on what your story is or what your script is you're trying to write is what makes this character unique. Is it the setting? Is it the plot? Is it the fact that the character is strong, powerful, or that maybe they're just put in a really wacky situation. So let's say Bill caught with Playboy mag that his elderly forgot the E, neighbor snuck in his bag. Why? Because maybe his neighbor is just a horny mutt. So it'll be like, here, son, steal my magazine. And then maybe that you can create the scene around that. And that's what I did with most of my characters. My biggest issue I have in my book is there's too many characters too fast. And it's kind of hard to keep up. And not only that, to write. Not only to keep up with writing, but also reading. When you're reading, you're like, he went and jumped off the cliff and used his sword to slam down. It's like, okay, who's he? There's like 17 he's. So, in this case, Axel Cerberus, high power family. But since he got exiled, he got kicked out. Oh no! So then he went as Axel. Soon the news about him being exiled was, known, and he was in a very dark place because, he was a kid. He got kicked out of his family, and the world now sees him. And why he got kicked out was the rumor was that he's a demon child. He's the devil. He's bad. He's a gur. He's a no-no. He's a monster. To which he falls into the rumors, the falsehoods that people tell him he is. So Axel becomes a monster. Not really. He just becomes like a ruthless, uncaring, apathetic dickwad. And then later on, he forms a gang, I would say a gang, known as the Soul Banes. There's Axel, Vin, Rin, Fuma, Berta. There's, I think, 5 or 6 of them. He's the leader, so he becomes the leader, known as... They didn't call him anything. I just gave a fake name in the story known as the Dark Master or something like that. But then he just also became known as Axel, leader of the Soulbanes. So he became a leader, and this group in the story almost took over the land or continent of which the story takes place, which is called Zoltyn. Zolty. That was the only name I could think of at the time. So after that, one of the members dies, and Axel goes into a contemplative state, realizing that, hey, someone I cared about died. What about all those I innocently killed, or I've grief-stricken with? Or he basically he had a massive reality check, and he broke up the gang. He broke up the gang, and they went their separate ways. And then after that, Axel just became, he became like an anti-hero in a way, I guess, in the sense that he just did whatever he wanted. If he wanted to stop a bunch of thieves, he stopped a bunch of thieves. If he wanted to pillage a village, he would have. But I don't think he did, because, I didn't write that. But you get what I'm saying is, he went from being a member of a high family, got kicked out. Then he just became Mad Kid, who was then victimized as a monster. Who then he became a monster, who then that monster became a leader of a gang who almost took over the continent, or in this case, they could have done the world. But something happened, and he broke up the gang. And then later on, through his, not I want to say road to redemption, but through his anti-hero ways, he became, and this is his name in the novel to this day, is Axel, Demon of the Night. And he is revered. Like, people know that he's a big bad thug, like he's wanted, but they know that can't really do anything because he's powerful, he's strong, he literally has the name Demon in his title. And they're like, yeah, no, we ain't messing with that. So throughout my story, he meets a bunch of people. A little too much people, as I said. Let me erase all this. So he first meets a kid named, and this is where the character creation now went a little crazy for me. He met a kid named Coda. Why Coda? Again, first thing that came to mind. He is a naive, I think he's 18. Oh, he's 17. He's 17-year-old who looks up to Axel. So he looks at Axel as a role model. So he's just a naive 17-year-old who's just trying to learn how to use magic, how to live in the world, because he was confined to his one big ass town, which was called the capital in the Land of Stone, of which this story takes place. Then there is Megan, who is, I think, about a year or two older. So we'll just say she is innocent. Let's just say I think she's 18-year-old, who does not judge, and she helps anyone regardless. She's just very selfless. Let's say 18-year-old, we'll just say selfless. Then you meet Yumi. Yumi is a stuck up. So she's stuck up. Complete disregard to Axel. So she's like the complete opposite of Megan. She is stuck up. She has little to no disregard to Axel because, well, people know of him, but she reveres him or she fears him, but she's also like, ugh, I don't need to waste my time with you. You're below me, you scumbag. And you're just like, well, screw you, bitch. Then you meet Rune. You're probably wondering right now, what the fudge are all these names? Rune is Axel's older sister. This is where you now learn a little bit more of Axel's background. So, in my story, there's 8 great families, as I said. Each family is a representation of something they can contribute to the world. Coda is of the Brickmass family, and they use earth magic, mainly rocks, stones, sand, and all that. Think of like the sand village from Naruto, or mix like the sand village with the earth village in Naruto. Boom. A lot of this also takes inspirations from Avatar. That's where the whole families come into play. Megan is of the flow. They're great for the flow family is super neutral. They're good for helping with just foreign and domestic aid throughout the entire land. They're also good with their trading routes and something else. I can't remember. Oh well. Yumi is of the Igatari family. So obviously, flow is wind. They use wind magic. Igatari is of light. That's the other reason why she does not like Axel. She's light, Axel is dark. Obviously, they contrast. They don't like each other. Or their families don't. Sorry, I'm a little low. Axel's sister taught Axel in the ways of assassination. That's what the Cerberus family is known for. They're known for being good hires for being assassins. So where I took that inspiration, so hold on, we'll just put assassins. And where I learned this from was Hunter x Hunter, HXH, and Killua's family. And I thought that was really cool. Granted, I didn't finish all of Hunter x Hunter. I stopped after, I think, whatever the video game arc one was. It was like Greed Island. Don't judge me. So, let's just say assassins. They're taught from the day they're born till about the age of 3, they're taught about nothing but family, love, nurturing. The second they turn 3, they are trained to be able to withstand the most harshest of pains. They are force-fed poison for their bodies to build tolerance. They're shown ways in getting intel, how to sneak in, sneak out of places, how to torture people, extort, sabotage, all that nonsense. What an assassin or spy would do. And Rune taught Axel that, and she was harsh at first, but then she became, she went a little easy on him because he wasn't, some baby going, I want to do this. He was just like, okay, I'll do it. And then she's like, okay. And then there was a genuine brother-sister moment. So I'm not going to go into any more characters because that's about the halfway point. We do meet another lady named Petra and Citra. You'll notice a lot of my characters end with the letter A. I do apologize in advance. But you see what I'm talking about with these character creations? How did I go from Axel, who was possessed by a demon, to Megan, who is innocent, non-judgmental, and selfless? It's like, okay, well, I just thought of characters that are like that in movies, TV shows, animes, games. Take what you've seen and add it and make your own character with it. If you want, add a spin. You can literally mix, like, you can be like, oh, well, here is, here's Frankie. Frankie, we'll put with a Y, not an I-E. She is non-judge, however, selfish. So she won't judge you, but she's also like, yeah, I don't care. I don't want to do that. There you go. So let me erase all this. And the best way I can think of characters is, another thing that I do is, a lot of what I've written is, I don't recommend this to people who have a hard time with just writing basic stuff. But if you have a good idea or a good grasp on writing characters and or stories, is what I do is sometimes I'll envision like something, like a scene in my head, and I'll write an entire chapter, or I'll write an entire character or an entire script around that. Case in point, my problem script you saw in my video, where he's a sadistic torturer. I think I spelled that right. Oh well. And like I said, I based the entire thing off of what's... So basically, I think I was playing a game. I can't remember which game. There was a cinematic where someone's like, "Is there a problem?" But they weren't like callous about it. They were just so like, "Is there a problem? Can I help you with that?" And I was like, "Problem." I just kept going over the word problem until I was like, And then I thought of, is there a problem? But then I thought of it in different ways, like in the reference where I got from. Is there a problem? Or like more like a is there a problem? Like you're annoyed, you don't want to deal with it. Or is there a problem? Like you're weirdly like whimsically like ooh, is there a problem? In this case, I went like he's weirdly enthusiastic about there being a problem. He's like, is there a problem? Don't worry, I'll help you with the problem. I'll make sure your problems are get rid of by eliminating you. Something along the lines of that. That was me going into a little stupidity. So you can do that. You can go do an entire thing off of an entire script off of one scene in your head, and you can just build upon it. It's kind of like a black hole. Black hole sun. A black hole. So black hole in this case was... The black hole in this case, let's get rid of the word black hole. We'll just make a big ass circle. You can also do this, I think in school it's called like a word bubble. And we'll just call it problem. Problem. So then we went, is there, and then is there a problem? And then you can start building. So you can do, okay, that's going to be the middle. Ooh, that's good. Okay, good. How are we going to start this? Let's see. Well, in this case, let's say, we'll just go with sadistic torture. We'll be like, ooh, look, happy. There is a new, put in quotes, toy to play with. That'll be start. Boom. All right, so that's middle. We'll say middle 2/3, because maybe you don't know how many middle parts you'll have, and then we'll go from he's happy to be like, oh look, a new toy. Ooh, Ooh, how fun. Should we do more with this? I wonder what we can do. Or something along the lines. Like, he's crazy. He's crazy, yo. And then the ending, obviously, you probably saw me screaming and my face turning red at the end of that really long video. Sorry if I deafened you. Just going him on like a psychotic rant, or like an elated demonstration of like, I love torture, it's so thrilling, or something along the line. So like a high note, finish on a high note. I will just call it, why did I put that? We'll just say, get on my finger. High note, finish. Why? To leave people wanting more. Leave. So we can put end. Leave. Want more. Sorry. So that's end. So we need. Why did I say 2/3? It's not 2 out of 3. It could be 2 or 3. So we need another part. So we can make this 2, and then we can go. So. Oh my god, I'm happy there's a new toy. So like, oh my, this is so glorious. Another victim to play with. Then he looks at the victim who's all like, like they're scared because, you know, they're in a dungeon and they're about to be tortured by some guy who's like having a sick thrill out of this. And then he goes, what's the matter? Is there a problem, little man? Oh, don't worry. I'll make this so fun for me. And then he goes on that high note. Oh, this is glorious, glorious, glorious. I can't wait for this to end. Oh, I don't want it to end, but it's going to be so much fun. Something along the lines of that. Again, I went off. And one more thing to finish off is, if those who remember in English, because this was ingrained in my brain, because I had to learn it twice, because, well, me English no gooded, is remember this when writing a story ever, is there's a chart. So it goes beginning, end. Remember, there's five points to a story. 5 points to a not to a story, to a plot, not a story. It goes beginning, end. That's you can't be without a beginning and an end. Then there's this thing called rising action. What progresses the story to get going? So, and then boom, there's your top. That is right here. We'll just circle it and go down. That's the climax, the best part of the story. And then you get this dip. That's called falling action. What's the follow? What proceeds after the big bang that happens? Falling action. So if you remember this, or if you were taught this, just remember this. This was something that I remembered when I started writing. I'm like, wait, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, thank God I took English twice because I'm an idiot. So yeah, remember, there's a beginning. How does your, let's say in this case, for you're writing a character for a script, you want to practice rehearsing just to get into character. There's the beginning. Then there's the rising action. So let's do a sadistic torture. It goes, so the beginning is, oh look, a new toy to play with. Rising action is, we're going to have so much fun. I got whips. I got bamboo shoots. I got... well, I don't know anything else. I got wooden pallets with screws in them, and water with buckets and cloths for waterboarding. And the climax could be you torturing. Oh, what fun! I just did everything to you. And the falling action is, oh, looks like my thing is dying. Well, we can finish it off here. And then the ending is he does a rant of, I love doing this. Ah, and there you go. That's the end. So, this was a very bad video, but I hope using references to what I've done helps you, and obviously drawing this BS helps. Let me just erase it, because I'm going to doodle on it for my thumbnail for the video. But I hope hope that does give help. Don't be afraid to use references from any source of media you want, any source of literature, or anything that comes to your mind. If you want to think of a dog as the main character, do it. If you want to look what they did with Disney. They made Dumbo a main character. Dumbo was an elephant. That's pretty cool. They made Wall-E. He's a robot. That's one of my. That's Pixar, but still, Wall-E's one of my favorite movies, and they did that with him, and they did a really good job. Who? What else? They obviously take sources from from like the Grimm's fairy tales, like Cinderella, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast. I don't know if that's Grimm's fairy tale, but still, they did stuff like that. And think about with Cinderella as well. They always did a subplot with the mouses. I was gonna say the mice. Ooh, and then or in my favorite case, sorry, geez, I went up close up again. You saw my mouth. Was one of my favorite movies is Aladdin, the animated, not the live action, is because Robin Williams killed it as the genie, who is my favorite character in that thing. Who I didn't when I was a kid. I didn't know him. Sorry, just putting the marker away. I didn't know of it at the time, and my dad always spoke highly of him. And then, well, now I know of him. I love him, and it's very sad that he's gone and we don't get to see any more of him. But he's left a good, lasting impact, and that's all that matters. Is you want to leave your lasting impact that people will remember you by if that's what you're doing this for. And if not, you're just here like me. I'm doing this for fun. Why? Like I said, I'm creative. I just, anytime I can get this brain of mine to just express myself in a creative way, whether it's writing, singing, dancing. Yes, I do dance, but I'm not filming that anymore. That I learned from one of my last videos. Whatever endeavor I can do for that is creative to me, I'll do it. And I don't care. I'm kind of tired of shying away from stuff, and I'm tired of just cowering from that stuff and just saying screw it, let's do it. And I'm kind of glad I have, because it's made me not a better person, but it makes me enjoy life, I guess, in a better way, as well as to just do stuff like this. Like, I would never think to film my ugly mug drawing shittily and writing horribly on my whiteboard showing you folks this. And it's very humbling, I guess, to me, knowing that I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to shy away anymore. I don't have to hide myself from the world saying, I don't want to do this. It makes me uncomfortable. It's like, well, you got to grow up sometime, Matthew, so why not now? You're going to need it for this journey you're on to, being a voice actor. And I there's times where I feel like I have a grasp of what I'm doing. There's other times where I don't. And it's okay, because as long as I can keep going, no matter what pace. It doesn't matter if I'm going, every day I'm going straight, and then one day I stop. As long as I keep going, or if some days I go more than ever, I keep going and going. But then if I drop for maybe a week because I'm sick or technical difficulties or whatever, I'm still not going to stop, because one, I've invested too much. If I stop now, well, then I just wasted so much money and time. And I don't want to do either of that, because when I'm doing something that I'm wholeheartedly enjoying, it just motivates me, inspires me to do more, to be better. And that's a great way of just keeping the progress growing. I never thought I always wanted to do YouTube as a kid, never knew how. And, well, here I am. They made it so easy for ding-dongs like me. So, I hope you guys have got a bit of a semblance of the character creation. I hope. And, I will hopefully see you in the next video. We'll be back in the booth, because, well, I don't think I have anything more to draw or waste your time on. So, you have a good Sunday, and I don't know if I'll do a video tomorrow, but either way, hopefully in the next 1 to 3 days, I'll see you kind folks. Take care. See you, and have a good Sunday afternoon or evening.